Welcome back to the Scott Ballard Show here on the Warrior Sports Network. One final segment this week. Coach, 2 more home games coming up for you this weekend. Friday, you take on the University of Mary, and then Saturday, Minot State comes to town, 6 o'clock Friday, then 4 o'clock on Saturday. These are 2 teams that the past couple of years you've struggled with. You've lost the last 5 against Mary, and they've knocked you out of the first round
I
of the
didn't know
tournament
that, Corey.
the past 2 years.
Thanks for bringing that up.
No problem. This year is a different year, though, and it's time to hopefully you're able to change that. But why kind of have you struggled against those teams? Is there a reason for it?
2 reasons. One, they have been really good.
Yeah.
And, you say struggle, but most of them games have been really close.
Yeah,
I know since Minot has joined our league, the first time we played them in 3rd place, we lost by 2 and missed a wide open 3 at the buzzer. They came here last year. We lost by 1 at the buzzer. Mary, we played them twice last year. We lost to them in overtime by 3 here. Then we lost to them at 3rd place by 6 in the first round of the conference tournament. They both have had a little bit of turnover in personnel with graduation, but they both present different challenges. Mary, who we play on Friday, they are 2nd in the league in block shots. They're athletic. They have some size. They have a lot of kids that can shoot the 3. To me, they're a team that resembles Sioux Falls. Matter of fact, they beat Sioux Falls. They also have beaten Moorhead. So they're a very dangerous team, and I'm glad they're coming here instead of us having to make that trip. But Minot, they are 2nd in the league in field goal shooting percentage. They've got a lot of people that can score the ball. Mary probably plays a more aggressive defense, but Minot changes defenses a lot. So, they're both teams that are going to be a challenge to rebound with, to score against, and to contain, at the defensive end.
So you kind of just mentioned it, but what are some of the keys that you want to see? That you played 2 good games last weekend, but is there something that you saw that you want your team to improve on to get a couple wins against these teams?
I think we need to keep putting emphasis on our rebounding. We're playing a lot of teams that have some size now, and teams that are going to change defenses a lot. We may see more zone here coming up in the next 2 weeks than what we've seen the entire rest of the season. So those are all things that present different challenges. Test your patience, decision making, without losing your aggressiveness. Mm-hmm. So those are things that we're working on in practice and trying to plant a seed of thought with our players on. As keys to being successful, but it's not going to be easy. Neither game will be easy. But once again, I'm glad we're at home. That doesn't guarantee anything, or the fact that we get to sleep in our own bed and have our legs under us and hopefully play with a lot of energy. But we hope we have a good crowd. The students are back in school, and weather's supposed to warm up in the 30s. We may see people in shorts this weekend. I don't know, but. We are looking forward to the challenges and being back home.
You mentioned that being at home, that's the longest road trip of the year for Mary and Minot. To come to Upper Iowa and here.
They're coming from Canada practically.
Practically. You've made that road trip too, and you have to make it again. But how hard is it to come away with wins when you have to make that a 10, 11-hour trip?
Yeah, it's tough because when you're on a bus that long, there just seems to be, you just fatigue, your legs and your mind, just mentally being engaged and overcoming, setting around that long is really a challenge and requires a lot of mental toughness and a lot of self-discipline and I'm glad we only have to make that trip every other year, because no matter what their personnel or how good of a season they're having, that is always a challenging trip.
Yeah, well, speaking of good seasons, you're in the midst of one right now, 11-3 overall, just a half game out of first place in the NSIC South. So hopefully you'll be able to continue it this weekend. Again, University of Mary on Friday, 6 p.m. tip, then Minot State at 4 p.m. on Saturday. Should be a lot of fun games. As you mentioned, students are back. Should be a big crowd in McCown Gym. Hopefully everyone will be able to make it. Until next week, for Scott Ballard, I'm Cory Prudoehl, right here on the Scott Ballard Show on the Warrior Sports Network.